Hi, I'm Jules. I am here to show you how a falconry knot is tied at the Black Hills Raptor Center.
Let's begin. So right here we've got a horizontally mounted ring, as you might tie a bird down to for the night, or outside in a weathering yard, or maybe to a bow perch for a program. We're going to take the tail end, we're going to go down through the ring and pull it through. Brilliant. Kind of come to the right. And we're going to make a P shape. Kind of like that. And as you're starting off, you want to make sure you give yourself plenty of tail end, because then you'll have more room to screw up, and it isn't something you get first time every time. So give yourself a lot of tail end and make a P. Make sure this part's coming over the top. And then this is going to go through the P, up through the P, and it's going to make a loop. We're not going to go all the way through. We're going to make another P. So tail end goes through, and if you at the same time kind of pull upwards, that'll keep it manageable. So now we have another P. We didn't pull this all the way through, we just made an additional loop. Our final task is to get this tail end to go down through P number 2. So bring it up through, tighten a little bit, and then you can use your fingers to tighten that knot up. Brilliant. So we are ready to untie our bird. We make sure we have the bird under control first and on glove, because if you start undoing the knot and the bird is just hanging out on a perch, if the bird decides that it wants to check out, bye-bye birdie. So you make sure your bird is secure on the other hand, and then we're going to untie this by loosening this top bit of the knot with our fingers. And then from here, if you just give a quick tug, your knot is done, and you can take this, wrap it around your hand, and go on your merry way with your bird. You may also encounter tie-down rings that are vertical rather than horizontal. To tie into these, it might hurt your brain a little bit, but just make sure you come in from the same side each time and you'll be fine. I come in from the right and I act as if I'm going down, and I make sure I'm still going over the top to make that P. I come through to make my loop for the second P. And we have a falconry knot. It's just facing a different direction since we're tied onto that vertical ring. If you'd like to see that again, come down from this side, going down, over the top for the first P, make the second P, brilliant.
Once your knot is accurate, see if you can increase your speed. Try and do the knot in 1 minute or less, and then try to do the knot in 30 seconds or less. Speed is going to be important because you're going to have a bird on your other hand, and they're going to get very restless if it takes too long. You also may want to practice with different diameters of leash. Some you'll find easier to tie, some will be a little bit harder. So make sure you're doing small thin leashes and larger diameter leashes, just so you build confidence.
Common problems you might run into: not giving yourself enough tail end. If you start with not a whole lot, you might do that first P, pull through, and then find, oops, I've really got nothing left. So solution to that is to make sure, you give yourself lots of tail end. And that way, as things tighten up, you'll still have plenty to finish your knot. Another issue might be if your P gets a little twisted. So you go down through the top, and let's say your P went underneath instead of over, then when you make that second P, you're going to find that it looks kind of weird and completely different. So make sure when you make that first P, instead of under, you go over. Another thing you might run into is if you start off correctly with your P with the tail end over the top, but then you twist this pea as it comes through, and like the tail end is on the bottom. When you pull through to finish the knot, things are going to look kind of funky, and you're going to wonder, what is this? So the key to that is to make sure that when you're making your second pea, the tail end is coming out of the top and it is not twisted and coming out of this bottom part. So you want to make sure it's on the top, then you'll have a nice compact knot.
If your goal is to become extremely proficient with the falconer's knot, make sure you can do it accurately in under 30 seconds and while you're holding a cup of water in this hand. This will make you highly motivated not to move this hand as you fiddle with your knot. Thank you for watching this video. It, of course, in no way replaces the one-on-one in-person training that we're going to go through as you learn to handle raptors, but hopefully it has been useful to you in your practice. I would like to thank you for working to become better and faster at the falconry knot because it helps our birds to be more secure and more comfortable. Bye! Oh dear!